The Falcons take on the Patriots, 1 o'clock Eastern kickoff on Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. New England's -4, totals 44. We're 3-0 in our last three chairman plays on my premium page. 67% in our last 28 in that same package. New England's 6-2 on the year. Atlanta's just 3-4. Falcons are averaging just 17 points a game, and they're having a tough time offensively late in games. Falcons are a bottom five fourth quarter scoring team, and they're facing a tough New England squad who's actually second in the league in rushing defense. The Pats are limiting opposing ball carriers to only 76 yards a game on the ground, 18 points per contest. Robert Spillane leads the D in tackles, pair of interceptions for the linebacker. Meanwhile, Jones and Hawkins with a handful of interceptions between the both of them out of that secondary. Of course, as a team, the Pats have gotten the W in their last 5 straight. And they covered the point spread in all 5 of those victories. Now, injury-wise, Floyd, Walker, and Bates are questionable for the Falcons. Bowman, Harrison, and Washington are out. When it comes to the total, the Falcons have seen all of their games except one stay under the number this year. Patriots with unders against the likes of the Saints, Bills, and Steelers. I like New England -4, under 44. Panthers, Packers, 1 o'clock East. Green Bay is -12.5. Totals 43 and a hook. The Packs 5-1-1. Carolina just 4-4. And this Panther defense, they're allowing nearly 5.6 yards per play from scrimmage. The secondary has definitely struggled a bit at times on the road. Carolina's in the bottom 10 in yards allowed per pass while traveling. And unfortunately for them, Jordan Love leads the league in yards per pass at home. Green Bay's in the top 5 in yards per play from scrimmage. Jordan Love's completing 70% of his throws, 13 touchdowns, just a couple of picks. Of course, Kraft and Dobbs, they've got over 800 yards receiving between the both of them. And as a team, the Packers have won their last 3 straight, averaged over 32 points a game in their last 4. Now, injury-wise, Quay Walker and Brandon McManus, they are questionable. Wicks and Van Ness are out. Meanwhile, for the Panthers on the other side, Zavala, Morton, Scott, Wallace, Dalton, and Lewis are questionable. And oddly enough, both teams saw overs in 4 out of their last 5, respectively. Going to be windy at Lambeau here today. Looks like 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts at times. So if you have any kicking or receiving props, just keep that in mind. May want to, just kind of observe that. Ball's going to be moving around a bit. I like Green Bay -12.5, over 43 and a hook. All right, next matchup, Bears, Bengals, 1 o'clock East. Chicago's -2.5. Total is 51 and a hook. Both defenses in this one with their fair share of issues. Chicago's allowing 6.2 yards per play from scrimmage. That puts them in the bottom 3 in the league in that category. Meanwhile, Cincy on the other side, well, they've got the worst rushing defense in professional football. They're allowing 31 points a game. Of course, because of that, all 4 of Cincy's home games did get over the total. Chicago with overs in all 4 of their contests away from Soldier Field. Now, injury-wise, Robinson, Burden, Johnson, and Swift are out for Chicago. Flacco, Wilson, Burks, and Henderson listed as questionable for the Bengals. Light rain expected at kickoff. Probably nothing significant, but definitely keep an eye on it. Might see some precipitation here. And when it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game is being featured as my NFL tier package play on my premium page. So if you want to see whether I like the Bengals at home or if I like the Bears getting the job done on the road, this game, once again, is being featured as one of my NFL tier package plays. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, I like the over 51.5. All right, Broncos, Texans, 1 o'clock Eastern start. Houston is -3. Total is 41. Now, the Texans are just 3-4 in the year. Denver's 6-2. And matter of fact, the Red Hot Broncos got the W in their last 5 straight. Doing a nice job on the defensive side of the football. The Broncos allow fewer yards per play from scrimmage than any other team. And when it comes to the pass rush, the Broncos have definitely been dominant up front. They're leading the NFL in sacks. Benito and Cooper with 14 sacks between the both of them. Alex Singleton, 70 tackles on the year. And they're facing a Houston squad who really has not been a huge home run threat on offense. They're in the bottom 10 in yards per pass. And when it comes to running the football, well, they're in the bottom 10 in yards per rush at home. Now, injury-wise, Schultz, Horton, and Autry are questionable for Houston. Locke, Surtain, Atkins, and Mims are out for the Broncos. Both teams with unders in 4 out of their last 6, respectively. I like the Broncos +3, under 41. Colts, Steelers, 1 o'clock East. Indies -3, totals 51. Colts are 7-1 on the year, highest point-producing team in the league. Danny Dimes has thrown for over 2,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor with 850 yards on the ground. And they're facing a Pittsburgh secondary who's now worst in the NFL, giving up more yards a game through the air than any other team. The Steelers also tend to collapse late in games on defense. They're allowing more fourth-quarter points than any other team. Now, injury-wise, Clark, Holcomb, Peppers, and Miller are out for the Steelers. Lewis, Ebucum, and Gold are out for the Colts. Indy saw their last 3 straight get over the total, 5-2 to the over in their last 7. And ironically enough, 5 out of the Steelers' last 7 got over the total themselves. I like the Colts -3, over 51. Chargers, Titans, 1 o'clock East. The Chargers are -9, totals 43. The Chargers are 5-3 on the year. Tennessee just 1-7. Now, the Titans are allowing nearly 30 points a game, bottom 5 in yards allowed per play. And they're facing a Charger team who definitely throws the ball well, and, well, they dominate time of possession. Justin Herbert with over 2,100 passing yards, 16 touchdowns. Allen and McConkey with nearly 950 yards receiving combined. Becton and Disley are questionable. Jefferson and Haskins are out. Meanwhile, for the Titans, Woods, Key, Simmons, and Ridley are out. Oliver's questionable. When it comes to the total, the Chargers saw their last 3 straight get over the number. Tennessee with overs in all 3 of their games in Nashville. Possible shower in Nashville at kickoff. Nothing overly significant expected in the forecast, however, so I don't think it's going to play a huge factor, but just keep an eye on it. I like the Chargers -9, over 43. All right, Vikings, Lions, 1 o'clock Eastern start. Detroit's -8, totals 48. Detroit's 5-2 on the year. Minnesota just 3-4. The Vikes are having a tough time on defense, slowing down the run. They've got a bottom 5 rushing defense on the road. They're facing a Detroit squad who's actually running for $150 a game at Ford Field. 37 points per contest in their own building thus far. Gibbs and Montgomery with nearly 900 yards on the ground combined. Double-digit touchdowns between the both of them. When it comes to throwing the football, Jared Goff's got over 1,600 yards passing, along with 15 touchdowns. Decker, Vaki, and Maddox, they are questionable for the Lions. Reynolds, Joseph, and Rodriguez are out. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, O'Neal, Darrisaw, Van Ginkel, and Metellus are questionable for them. Minnesota with overs in 6 out of their last 7 contests this season. All of their games on the road got over the total as well. I like Detroit -8, over 48. All right, next game, Niners, Giants, 1 o'clock East. San Francisco's -2, totals 49. The Niners are 5-3. New York just 2-6. The G-Men lost their last 2 straight, and they're currently in the bottom 10 in yards per play from scrimmage. New York's also having a tough time protecting Jackson Dart. They're in the bottom 10 in sacks allowed per game. They're facing a Niner defense who allows just 20 points per contest themselves, winning record in their road trips. T. Winters with 54 tackles on the year. Siegel and Bethune with 84 tackles between the both of them. Now, injury-wise, Burford and Elliott are questionable for the Niners. Peyton, Holland, and Bellinger questionable for the Giants. G-Men with unders in 2 out of their last 3 at home. Niners with unders in 2 out of their last 3 games themselves. Like San Francisco, -2, under 49. Jaguars, Raiders, 4:05 Eastern start. Jacksonville's -2, totals 44. The Jags are 4-3 on the year. Vegas just 2-5. The Raiders are scoring just 14 points a game, and they're in the bottom 5 in rushing. And they're actually facing a Jacksonville squad who's got the best rushing defense on the road in the league, limiting opposing ball carriers to just 65 yards a game when they travel. Foyolukin leads the D in tackles. Lewis and Lloyd with 6 interceptions between the both of them. Now, do keep an eye out for Lloyd. He's been battling a calf injury, so definitely I'm feeling it's going to be a game time decision. Morris and Patrick are also out as well. Now, when it comes to the total, the Jags' last 2 games did fall under the total. Raiders with unders in their last 3 straight. I like the Jaguars -2. Under 44. Duval. All right, next game, Saints, Rams, 4:05 East. The Rams are -13.5, totals 44 and a hook. The Rams are 5-2 on the year. New Orleans just 1-7. The Saints are averaging only 16 points a game. Bottom 3 in yards per play from scrimmage. They're facing a Rams defense who gives up just 16 points a game. Top 5 in fewest yards allowed. Nate Landman with 67 tackles, pair of fumble recoveries. Young and Verse with 13 sacks between the both of them. Is it 13? I think it's 14, but they've got anywhere between 13 and 14 sacks between it's 9 and 4. Yeah, 13 sacks between the both of them. Of course, when it comes to the pass rush, speaking of which, the Rams are averaging more sacks a game than any other defense besides one. Now, injury-wise, Darius Williams is doubtful for Los Angeles. Shahid Kamara and Taylor questionable for the Saints. New Orleans with unders in their last 4 straight. 3 out of the Rams' last 4 fell under the total themselves. I like the Rams -13.5, under 44 and a hook. Chiefs, Bills, 4:25 East. Kansas City's -2.5, totals 52. Both squads with a handful of wins on the year, 2 very explosive offenses. The Chiefs are in the top 5 in passing yards. Buffalo leads the NFL in yards per game on the ground. When it comes to the total, the Bills saw overs in 3 out of their 4 home games this year. Meanwhile, 2 out of the Chiefs' last 3 on the road got over the total themselves. Smith and Moore are questionable for Kansas City. Simmons and Pacheco are out. And when it comes to selecting a winner in this one, well, Brock Page Nation's going to decide this one for us. This game is being featured as today's daily consensus poll on my premium page. Of course, I have a free poll, and then there's a paid poll. This game is the paid poll question. So if you want to see if my members like Buffalo at home here, or if they like Kansas City on the road, the best way to do that is to join that daily consensus poll membership on my premium page. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, I like the over 52. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Seahawks, Commanders, 8:20 Eastern start. Seattle's -3, totals 48.5. Seahawks with unders in 2 out of their last 3 on the road. Commanders with unders in 2 out of their last 3 themselves. This Washington secondary's allowed just 17 completed balls a game at home, 3.3 sacks a game in front of their own fans. Meanwhile, this Seattle defense on the other side, well, they're allowing fewer yards per play on the road than any other team. They've got the number 1 rushing defense in the league. Now, Cooper Kupp's questionable for the Seahawks. Jaron Reed is day-to-day. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, Tunsil, Newton, and Bates are questionable. McLaurin's been scratched. And when it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game is being featured as my daily best play on my premium page. So if you want to see whether I like the Seahawks on the road or if I like Washington at home, my daily best play is going to run you just 6 cents a day for 30 days worth of access. That is it. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, I like the under 48.5. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like the Patriots -4, under 44. Packers -12.5, over 43 and a hook. We're 3-0 in our last 3 chairman plays on my premium page, 67% in our last 28 in that same package. Give me the over 51.5, Chicago, Cincinnati. Broncos +3, under 41. Colts -3, over 51. Chargers -9, over 43. Lions -8, over 48. San Francisco -2, under 49. Jacksonville -2, under 44. Rams -13.5, under 44 and a hook. I like the over 52, Kansas City, Buffalo, and give me the under 48.5 in that Seahawks Commanders game. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. Going to be included with your membership. That's why I always tell folks, my Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.